Welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right into a topic that honestly touches the very core of why we bring animals into our lives in the first place. You know, there's this incredible, unspoken bond between humans and the natural world, right? It brings so much life and joy into our homes. But with that deep connection comes a pretty profound ethical duty. When we take in vulnerable, exotic pets, creatures that rely on us for literally everything and can't speak a word, we become their entire world. We essentially have to become their voice. So let's dive right in, because understanding how to protect these delicate animals, and specifically their super fragile respiratory systems, is absolutely one of the most crucial things any caretaker can master.
It's a pretty heavy question, right? How do we actually help those who can't speak when they're suffering? If you know exotics, you know that in the wild, animals like birds, reptiles, and small mammals are absolute masters of disguise. Showing even a hint of weakness makes them a target for predators, so they just hide their pain. A parrot is never going to tap you on the shoulder and say its chest feels tight, and a turtle isn't going to complain that it's struggling to take a breath. By the time they actually show you signs of distress, they are usually in critical danger. Because of this survival instinct, for us as caretakers, reactive care just doesn't cut it. Proactive, preventative care is absolutely essential.
Think about a vibrant macaw, an iguana, or a delicate cockatiel. Absolutely stunning creatures. But beneath all those beautiful feathers and scales, they are incredibly vulnerable. Their respiratory systems are totally different from ours. Birds, for instance, have this highly complex system of air sacs that process oxygen twice. It makes them super efficient, sure, but it also makes them dangerously susceptible to airborne toxins. So the core problem we're really facing here is that these exotic animals are subjected to severe and often completely silent respiratory risks just from existing in our modern everyday environments.
So what exactly are these hidden stressors? Well, first up, weather changes. A sudden drop in temperature or a quick shift in humidity might just mean we grab a sweater, but for a reptile or an exotic bird, that can severely impact their fragile lung health. Then you've got everyday environmental stress. Things like an accidental draft, household dust, or even just moving their enclosure to a new room can trigger a respiratory response. And over time, these daily stressors just compound. They chip away at the animal's natural defenses, leading to lowered immunity, which basically leaves the front door wide open for serious illnesses.
And here is the scariest part. This silent struggle of respiratory discomfort often goes completely unnoticed until it hits a critical, life-threatening stage. Because these guys can't vocalize their distress, they don't cough to clear their throats early on like we do, we have to be unbelievably vigilant. We're looking for those really subtle clues, a slight wheeze, an open mouth, a weird shift in posture. But honestly, more importantly, we need to be supporting their respiratory function long before those signs ever appear. We literally have to be their shield.
So facing such an overwhelming problem, where do we actually turn for a solution? Traditional meds can sometimes be pretty harsh on such tiny, delicate systems. But what if the most powerful relief comes directly from nature itself? Think about it. What if the very plants and botanicals these animals would naturally encounter out in the wild hold the secret to protecting their lungs right inside our homes?
Part 1, Nature's Healing Solution. Let's talk about the natural power blend.
You see, science is really starting to catch up with nature, recognizing that specific botanical extracts are incredibly effective at relieving respiratory stress. By isolating these natural compounds, we basically get a highly targeted defense system. It's this meticulous blend designed not just to slap a Band-Aid on symptoms, but to actively open up airways and support lung function naturally. It takes the medicinal properties of plants that have literally been used for centuries and applies them in a super concentrated, bioavailable way that's perfect for birds, reptiles, and small mammals.
Let's break down the immediate relief ingredients. When an animal is struggling to catch a breath, time is of the essence, right? Eucalyptus oil is famous for its ability to quickly open up restricted airways, making every single breath just a little easier. Working right alongside it is menthol, which provides this immediate, soothing, cooling relief to an inflamed respiratory tract. And then you've got camphor, acting as a powerhouse to help clear out thick, stubborn congestion. Together, these three act super fast to ease the actual physical mechanics of breathing.
But hey, opening the airways is really only half the battle. We desperately need long-term support and healing too. That is where these next three ingredients step in. Thyme extract is an absolute powerhouse for ongoing respiratory health and maintenance. Glycyrrhiza extract, which you probably know as licorice root, gently soothes the respiratory tract to stop irritation before it starts. And Tulsi extract, often called holy basil, is just incredible for giving a massive boost to the animal's essential natural immunity.
Now here's a crucial point. True recovery takes way more than just fixing the symptoms temporarily.
To actually heal, a body needs building blocks. So this botanical blend is fortified with essential vitamins. You've got vitamin A for healthy mucous membranes, plus D3, E, and C for cellular repair and beefing up that immune defense. It even throws in chelated minerals, like zinc and selenium, which, by the way, are absorbed so much more efficiently by the body, along with vital amino acids to really rebuild their strength. When you put all of this together, the immediate natural relief, the long-term botanical support, and that essential nutritional fortification, you get the whole shebang, a completely comprehensive solution. This multi-layered approach helps drive significantly faster recovery times when they're sick, and it empowers these fragile animals to easily cope with everyday environmental stress. It restores their vitality naturally, working right alongside their bodies rather than fighting against them.
Part 2. Inside RESPIVEX-EX. Natural Respiratory Care by MBS NUTRISCIENCE.
So this entire natural power blend we've been geeking out over, it's actually been bottled into a targeted veterinary solution called RESPIVEX-EX. It's created by MBS NUTRISCIENCE and comes as a highly concentrated 50 milliliter liquid. These guys operate on the motto, feeding the future, healing with science, and they really mean it. They've taken wild plant-based remedies and applied rigorous scientific standards to create a super safe, totally reliable, and consistent daily supplement that is tailored specifically for the totally unique biologies of exotic animals. And for us caretakers, actually using this stuff is a breeze across all different species. Whether you have a parrot, a turtle, or a small mammal, the maintenance dose is just 1 to 2 milliliters per liter of their daily drinking water, or you can just mix it directly into soft food. It integrates totally seamlessly into their daily routine, which is huge because it means you aren't causing the animal any additional handling stress.
But life happens. The weather suddenly flips, or maybe you notice your pet is going through a particularly stressful time, like a move or a heavy molt. During those periods of high stress, or if they're actively recovering from an illness, the formulation is so safe that the dose can actually be doubled, though of course it's always highly recommended to do that under the direct guidance of your vet. And listen, when we're dealing with such delicate animals, safety is absolutely non-negotiable. This is explicitly an animal feed supplement for veterinary use. This is not some repurposed human medicine. It is completely tested and balanced specifically for the unique metabolic needs of exotic species, making sure it's both incredibly gentle and highly effective.
The quality control here is next-level strict. It's manufactured under good manufacturing practices, holds an ISO 9001:2015 certification for quality management, is kosher certified, and FSSAI compliant. Basically, all these standards are your guarantee that the natural relief inside the bottle is premium, unadulterated, and totally consistent every single time you open it up.
Which really brings us to our final thought for today. These incredible, speechless creatures rely on us for absolutely everything. They can't ask for a blanket when the air grows cold, or tell us when their lungs feel heavy. Choosing a certified, natural, preventative solution like RESPIVEX-EX isn't just good husbandry. It's the ultimate way we can advocate for our silent companions. So the question I want to leave you with is this. Knowing just how well they hide their struggles, are you doing everything you possibly can to protect the breath of those who depend on you the most? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. I'll see you next time.